Well, hello, everybody. I hope today has been a tremendous day for you and that we can get into a very unique conversation that I think is going to be quite interesting. I think that a lot of the things that are taking place right now in the world are signs of the end of days. And so we're going to get into this and just share as much as we can at the time that we have. I pray that, again, I pray that each and every individual has had such a blessed day today. And we're going to get right into the value of really what we're talking about today. If you want to be a part of Mega Boss, just make sure at intern and somebody saying hello, God bless you today. Make sure that you connect. You can connect with us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on X, and you can be a part of just making connection and what we're doing. So we're going to have a conversation. That's really what it's going to be. This podcast is going to be a conversation. So if you would like, share, follow, subscribe, and we're going to get into it. I am running all of this. Had a lot going on, and I'm still trying to figure out all of these little buttons and everything here. So I am laughing at myself right now. All right. So these are all of the ways. So let me see if I can do this. Good. These are all the ways that you can support us and be a part. And so you can give at $ Dr. Kevin A. Williams. You can do Apple Pay, PayPal, paypal.me / Dr. Kevin A. Williams, or you can mail it to 1822 Short Road, Greensboro, North Carolina, and zip is 27406. If you want to send me an email, make sure you send it to megabossnews777 @gmail.com, and we'll get right back to you if you have questions or things that you want me to talk about or address. I have no problem in doing any of those things. So let's go ahead and have a real good conversation on today. And so blessings to all of you. And I'm seeing all of you that are coming on the chat. And so God bless you, Deanna, Tiffany, Dolores, Laura, I see you, Angel, Barbara, and all of you that are coming on. Blessings to you. And so this is too much because while I'm talking to you all, I'm looking at this thing and it wants me to try out some experimental AI features. I think I'm good. All right, so let's have a conversation right now, and let's talk to everybody. Hello, Yvonne. Hello, Melo. Hello, Sharonette. Blessings to all of you guys. So let's talk about something. I want to talk about the fact of should there be hello, Helena, Lisa, Gregory, Dimples. All right. Hello, all of you all. I'm going to ask you a question. And we want to talk about something that transpired recently. And I don't know if you have seen it. I don't have a video of it today. So we're just going to talk about it. In Pennsylvania, a pastor is ministering on a Sunday afternoon. While he's ministering, someone walks in and walks right up to him, point blank range, pulls a gun out, and attempts to shoot him and attempts to kill him. The gun jams. The pastor runs for cover. The gun jams. About 25 people are in the church at the time. The gunman, when the gun jams, does not run. He actually steps over the banister and he pursues after the pastor. One of the deacons came from behind and grabs the young man. He's 26 years old, grabs him, wrestles him down, and the pastor now is able to come over and help get the gun out of his hand. And from that point, then they, of course, they subdue him. Now, the pastor said that while he is there, all of this is happening in front of his daughter. And so let's have this conversation. Let me tell you what is being reported concerning this situation. What's being reported is that the young man said that, now there are two different reports. The young man said that demons was in his head and told him to come to the church and kill the pastor. Then the young man says, there's another report that says that he said God told him to come to the church and kill the pastor. Now, here's a situation. And I'm going to probably go here for a second, because I think that it's situations like this that are frustrating to me. One, because I hear so many people running their mouth, and that's exactly what I'm going to say, running their mouth, saying, why does there need to be security in a church? Why does pastors need security? Why does church need security? And then when you have something like this to happen, had the gun not jammed, and I believe that God intervened for that pastor, I do, and so does the pastor in his interview, but had the gun not jammed, then you would have a dead pastor in his pulpit, and the only thing that he's doing is preaching the gospel. Now you want to get my blood boiling. I am so tired of these unintelligent, uninformed individuals that continue to say church doesn't need security. Now, please understand, and they're not saying that this is related, but please understand this. They near where the young man stays, they have found a dead body. They don't know, a dead body in a house. They don't know if these two are related, but definitely it is some level of interest. So now I am bothered. I am bothered at the fact that some people are still of the belief that security is not necessary in church. Now, I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Should the church have security? Should pastors have security? Or, in your opinion, should there not be security in church? Now, you already know what I feel. And my opinion is my opinion. And I can tell you some very interesting stories of things that have taken place. And people are saying, well, if you're a man of God, then in turn, God, you ought to just trust that God is going to take care of you. God also gives us wisdom. Now, please understand something. When this young man went to shoot this pastor and the gun jammed, the young man didn't leave. He was coming to get over the pastor with this gun to unjam it, to kill him. And if it wasn't for a deacon who rushes in and jumps on this man to wrestle him down, you would have a dead pastor right there in his pulpit. So I'm asking, and I'm looking at it, and let's see what we got here. Because this is, I told you, if you want to get my blood boiling, start talking about things like this. And I'm so tired, really. I am so tired of people that are saying that certain things are not necessary. They are, in my opinion, they are. All right, so let's look and let me see exactly what it said. Anthony said churches should have security. Anthony said they should have security. I agree. I agree. They should have security. Let's look at this. Because here it is, and let's look at this. Sharonette said, if the president of the United States has security, so should pastors. I agree. And let me tell you why I am agreeing. I'm agreeing because the moment that somebody is dead, you know what the same people are going to say? Oh, well, where were the people to protect? This situation about people shooting in schools and people shooting in churches and things like that. And this young man, now mind you, the young man said he didn't even know the pastor, that this spirit came and told him to come up there and kill him. Let's look at this. No, Travis said, I feel like they should have security. Here it is. Patricia Fuller says yes for security. Now I need you all. I need y'all to answer a question for me because I'm looking at this. Let me look at this here. Terry Rice said yes. I think the church and pastors and the church need security. I agree. I agree 1,000%. Mello said, yes, we need security at the door and on the grounds before they even get into church. Let's look at this because this is a situation. Cynthia said, you do need security in church. Let's look. Security is a must. Authorized weapons, a must. Wisdom, period. It is. It is. And I don't know what it is about people are saying that the church should not be secured and that leaders should not be secured. Now, I'm going to tell you all, there should be security, in my opinion, there should be security in the church. The pastor needs security. And I think the children's church needs security. Because people are sick. Let's look at this, guys. Let's look. Let's look at this. All right. Connie said, I believe there should be security in the church, especially given the climate of the world. Jesus had security. Sure did. Now, y'all better remember something. That do y'all remember when Peter cut that man's ear off? Y'all better look at the scripture. Peter cut a man's ear off. Now, here's the thing that you need to ask yourself. Why wasn't Jesus surprised that he had a knife? Why wasn't Jesus surprised that he had a knife? Sherry said, yes, sir. I serve on our security team. People are crazy. Yes. 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 People are tripped. Maria said, yes, for sure. I'm on the security ministry and take it seriously. I think security is and I agree with you, Maria, security is a ministry. It is a ministry. It is a ministry. Security is necessary in the church. When I'm in church worshiping, it's sad to say I watch every movement people make. I feel uneasy at times just because of the way the world is headed. Now, you do remember, and I agree with you, you do remember the scripture says that in the end of days, that you will be hated for my name's sake. That's what Jesus said. That's Matthew 24. He says, you will be hated for my name's sake. Wait a minute. Matthew 24. Give me 1 second here. 1 second. Matthew 24. And I'm gonna get to some of your statements because I need y'all to answer a question for me. Why are people saying the church doesn't need security? That's my question. All right. The Bible says in Matthew 24:9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. Watch this, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Are we in the end of days? Are we in the end of days? Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Dolores said, you never know when evil makes its presence or where. Let's look at this, guys. All right. He said, watch as well as pray. Saints, we are all in worship. And if we are focused in him, we are not paying attention to all the movement within the house. Here it is that Deanna said, not just pastors, but the entire church should have security. I 1000% agree. But you know what's interesting, Deanna, is that, because I've heard this said concerning our church. Why is there so much security around here? Now, I ain't in church right now. I'm at my house in my office. And so I'm going to tell anybody right now, kick rocks. The church needs to have, the whole church needs to have security. And I promise you, if somebody comes up in a church with a gun trying to hurt somebody, I think that they need some support. And I believe security is there to support them. Security should be licensed. Yes. I think that I think all of this 1000%. When I tell you I'm in agreement with you all, I'm in 1000% agreement because this is insane. This is insane. Now, people keep talking about turn the other cheek. I'll tell you what, if I see that cheek, I'm going to tear that cheek up too. And I mean this with my soul. Erica said smaller churches should also lock their doors from the outside after a certain time also. I agree. You know, and when you have people like the older churches and things like that, no, I 1000% agree. I 1000% agree. Then said, I agree, security is needed. Let's look at this. No, because we're going to have this talk today. Yes, lock and loaded security should be in the churches. This is a different day and time now. It is. Rel said he didn't know the pastor. No, he didn't know the pastor. He didn't know him. He didn't know him. That's their first time ever seeing him. And the man just walks up, pulls the gun out while the pastor's preaching to kill him. Brian Shackler, it's only going to worsen. There's a spirit of mania on the loose. Pastors need security. Pastors need security. I'm telling you, Dr. Shackwood, I agree. I 1000% agree because people are, and it's amazing. And I need y'all, no, really, I need y'all to answer this question. Why are people saying churches don't need security? Y'all can tell I'm burning up right now. I am hot about this subject matter. I am hot about this subject matter. I am really hot about this subject matter because it's just insane. Tasha said, devil believe is necessary. We're able to worship without having to worry about our safety. I'm appreciative of our security ministry. She's a part of our ministry. Yes, I'm appreciative. Let me tell you something. Now, here's the next thing. Woo! How did he get so close? Somebody talk to me. How did he get so close? That's why when people are walking up and, you know, when the pastor's preaching and people are walking up and people see security come in, you know why? Because they don't know what's getting ready to happen. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Laura said, of course, any prominent figure needs security. It is important. Not only to have security, but should be armed. Oh, most definitely. I don't believe in no I don't believe in nobody having security in a flashlight. Now, I can tell you that right now. This ain't no flashlight security. I see you. Up here said tight security. Tight security. In the times that we're living in, I would feel more safe with seeing security in the church, really just being honest. I agree. I 1000% agree. So do you remember the shooting at Joel Osteen's church? I'm assigned to be security. Let me tell you something. And that was if I'm not mistaken, at Joel Osteen's church, that was an assault weapon. That was, guys, what in the name of all that is holy? Gabe said I have to walk through police scanners every Sunday, and bags are checked before I enter church. I think that it's getting to that. It's getting to that. No, it's getting to that. I'm telling you, when I tell you, this is insane. This is insane. Louisiana pastor shot and killed while preaching. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm telling you all. And demons invading people are real. So tell me this. Y'all tell me, because I'm looking. I'm looking. Tell me this. Why are people saying? And I know that you heard it because I've heard it. Pastors shouldn't have security. The church shouldn't have security. This is the house of God. Can somebody explain to me why people are saying things like that? Ushers should be a part of the security because they are seating everyone. They can be, alert the ones carrying if someone or something looks strange. And see, here's the deal, guys. I agree with you. I agree. I agree, because at this point, I think that I am concerned that the world has so much influence over the church until people are going to drop security just to satisfy people in the world. And pastors are getting killed, children getting snatched. People come in church finding you got people that are in divorces, have 50 Bs, and now they're coming in church trying to hurt their spouse or something like that. This is not just, and please understand something, this is not just about the pastor for me. This is about the church. This is about the church. This is about the church. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, we also need to be a watchman on the wall while you're in church. I agree. I 1000% agree. Pastors need to be packing heat today. The church is different from 20, 30, and 50 years ago. Evil is ramping up, and it's led by Satan himself. He knows his time is short. I believe he knows that this time is short, and I believe that the enemy remembers, like a thief, he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Natasha said they say that because they're religious and not spiritual. They're of a traditional mindset. I like that answer. I like that answer. Religious, but you ain't spiritual. When you're spiritual, you have to discern the time that we're in and to make sure that we are covered. Now, I'm going to say something. It is not connected, it's not in church, but it still serves the same kind of mindset. These people that went inside of this grocery store were just going to get groceries. And this person that had an issue with the color of people's skin goes in with an assault weapon and just creates mayhem and just takes lives, kills every person of color that he can find, sees a person, now he gonna kill everybody black. He sees somebody white and says, oh, not you, and goes on to. I'm telling you right now, there's a spirit in the world. And right now, I think that some of these people, and I agree with Natasha, some of these people are religious. And I'm tired of people that are religious that have no discernment making attacks and false statements about ministries that are taking ministry serious enough to say that everybody needs to be protected. Ray said I was sitting near the door of in a church in case someone crazy run in with a weapon. I understand. Now, I do. I understand. Because this is, when I tell you this is insane, this is insane. Juwan said, people who say the church don't need security, they just believe the house doesn't need security. Let me tell you something, man. If I think every atmosphere that is going to have people in it needs to be secured. Because I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of people that are acting like they're sane. These people are not sane. Yvette, an artist, said, absolutely, churches need security. We're living in a different time. Our parents' churches may not have needed it, but we sure do in these last days. Yvette, we do. No, we do. And that's why I'm trying to figure out, why are people under this assumption that security is not needed in church? I also feel that those members who work in law enforcement or carry should not be identified in church, strategically placed throughout the church sanctuary. Security is important. I agree with that. 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 And please understand something. And y'all hear what I'm saying. Every church, now you'll be able to hear what I'm saying without me saying it. Every church needs to have what is called sleepers. And a sleeper is somebody that you don't know is in there to secure. But if something goes left, that sleeper is going to smoke somebody. Now, on planes, they have marshals that'll be sitting on that plane, and nobody will know that they're not a passenger, just a simple passenger. They're a marshal. I think that man, this is a serious subject to me. Most people that security is not needed because after you dispatch angels as our security, I'm only answering the question, but I agree for physical security protection. I agree that God sends angels to protect us, But let me add to that. Like this situation in Pennsylvania, the man came up when the gun didn't go off. The man went over the banister to now unjam the gun to kill this pastor. And sometimes I believe that God, like in this situation, God said, I'm going to jam this gun in time enough for you all to handle the situation. But remember, the devil is relentless. He's relentless. He's relentless. He's relentless. He is relentless. I'm telling you. I think the church and Christ are looked at being all inclusive, forgiving, turning the other cheek, nonviolent places, that they forget that Jesus turned tables and David had his mighty men. In Cosmia, you know I agree with you. Now I'm telling you right now, I believe somebody come up in the church acting up, you get what you get. Heard what I said. You get what you get. That's like breaking in somebody's house. And then when they catch you, you want them to have mercy. You get what you get. Now break in somebody's house, see what happened. Break in somebody's house, see what happened. Now, mind you, when this situation happened, and they then they have now subdued this young man. He doesn't know the pastor. Told him, and the pastor forgave him. But now, of course, the young man is he's in custody, and he's facing a whole lot of charges. And please understand something. This was on live stream. The pastor was preaching. This is on live stream. Every church, every service should have some level of security. Some level of security. Man, there's so much that I could say. Oh, there's so much that I can say. There's so much that I can say. There's a history of assaults, burnings, shootings at black churches since the 1800s. Now the enemy is after everyone who named the name Jesus. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. And I've seen some of these ridiculous, and I'm telling you right now, I'm hot about it. Seen some of these ridiculous people, and some of them are nothing but religious. You got a little degree behind your name, and you think that you know everything. Go sit down. You don't know what you're doing. I don't know why everybody needs security. You ain't done nothing good enough for somebody to secure you. Go sit down. I'm hot about it. And when I tell you I'm hot, I'm hot. Oh, I'm hot. Oh, I'm hot. You remember that situation that happened with Lord have mercy, Will Smith? See, after Will Smith went up there and hit, who was that? Chris somebody. After he went up there and hit him, somebody came up on stage and went after another comedian. I don't know if y'all saw that, but when they went up on stage, everybody was on high alert. When that guy went up on stage to try to attack another comedian, they got that joker, and by the time the police got him, his arm was broke, legs broke up, he was all beat up and smoked. Reggie said, listen here, people don't understand how others think and what their intentions are. Things are so different now, and there is no regard for other lives. It's not. People will kill you just like they're in a video game. Doesn't make any sense. We had several time military and police officers serving as security in the sanctuary and children's church. I believe it is beyond important. And anybody that is saying that a church does not need security, you're out of touch. You're out of touch. Sometimes I think that some of those people are saying that because they got something on their crazy mind. And sometimes, and I'm going to tell you right now, I do believe this. I believe that when churches have security, when people know that churches have security, immediately they think twice. They think twice. They think twice. They think twice. It's obvious he was demon possessed. He was demon possessed. He was. He was demon possessed. But I'm going to tell everybody, don't let no demon get you killed. Because let me tell you something. People will beat that demon up out of you. And that demon will leave and leave you there getting that whooping. Ronald Glover says, the people that are saying the church does not need security are 2 sandwiches short of a picnic. And I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. And I'm telling you right now, I believe in security. That's packing. Don't come over here with no flashlight. It's not about the popularity of the church either. Some people are being so heavenly minded that they are that there are no earthly hood. Good. Secure the church. Yes, I would say secure the church. I would say secure the church. Right now, because I want to know, I don't understand what some people honestly are thinking. Pastors, many pastors believe that we don't need it. They have taught the people of God that God will keep his people because God had given us angels to protect us. I believe God gives us wisdom, and don't think they are full of they're fully understanding. I agree. I agree. I 1000% agree. I 1000% agree. I think this is and let's talk about something that is extremely important. It is obvious that this young man struggled with mental illness. With mental illness. With mental illness. Please understand something. Mental illness is on the rise. Mental illness is on the rise. Mental illness. A lot of these people don't even realize what they're doing. The young man stated he believed that God told him, or demons told him, to come and kill. And Yvonne said, if the libraries have metal detectors, church need them too. Let me ask you all that. Do you all agree at this point? And I really would like to know. What do you think about churches having metal detectors? Tell me. Fanta said many people are taking the church's silence, meekness for weakness. I believe that. I believe that. I do. I believe that. And I believe a lot of people right now are not understanding the value and the importance of protecting. You know, please understand something. When you bring your family somewhere, let's say that you take your family to Disney World or something like that. Do you expect Disney World to have security? That if something happens at Disney World, do you expect the Disney World to have security to be able to protect your family? If so, then why shouldn't the church have it? Sister Walker said, yes, it's happening everywhere that has a group of people. It has happened at my job 3 times since working there 8 years now. So scary. Wow. Wow. No, wow. 3 times? 3 times. Now y'all tell me. Now y'all tell me. Because something right now is whoo. Something right now is happening in the world. And I think that we need to pay close attention to what's been taking place. Now let's look at this because I've got some questions up here. Do you all think? Let me look at this. Doug said I was at a church here in Pittsburgh, and it happened about 14 years ago. It happened here every 7 to 10 years. Wow. Wow. And that's a scary statistic. No, Doug, really, honestly, that is a scary statistic. That's a scary statistic. When it happens in an area that often, and sometimes you may not believe 7 to 10 years is not a lot of times. No, that's a lot. That's a lot. Now, I think you ought to have. Now, I told y'all. I think you need to have sleepers at the church. Y'all heard what I said. Y'all heard what I said. Y'all heard what I said. You need sleepers at the church. Now I'm gonna look at this here because I need to come here. Let's look at this and what to say. Yeah. Gosh. Why is it not coming up? I'm trying to put something up here so you can see it. There you go. There you go. I'm on the type of time you on, Pastor. We have to be wise, and God hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of love and guns, and keep a sound mind. I love it. Yes, I do. I love it. Man, I'm telling you, I'm with that. I'm with it. Now, so my question, does the church need metal detectors? This is a good question. No, really, it's a good question. Does churches need metal detectors? Let me look and see here. Let me look and see here. Does church need metal detectors? Let me see. They say one thing about it, and 2 things for sure. New JC has it. You better believe it. You better believe it. Because one thing we believe in, and that is security. I believe in that. Now, Sharon said there's a young woman who stabbed her father to death. She wasn't sentenced, was labeled mental health. He, because he is a young Black man, won't get the same grace. Let's pray for him. I believe that he needs prayer, but at the same time, I believe the church needs to be secure. I believe the church needs to be secure. Now, here it is that Margie said, when it comes to protecting these children, I'm a sleeper. I believe that. I believe that. And let me tell you something else. I believe that if you join the church, you immediately become a part of security of the church. Anywhere you are at, you should be aiding to secure that church. That man was a deacon, but immediately, just because he was a deacon only, didn't mean that he didn't jump right into action and say, I've got to protect our church. Jacqueline said, I heard of someone that went to kill the pastor. The reason was the husband was jealous of the pastor because of how much time his wife was spent there, and she always comparing him to the pastor. Yeah, y'all need to chill out on that. Listen, praise your husbands and your wives and leave the pastor's name out. Getting the man of God in a whole bunch of trouble just because he or she preaching the word of God. No, nope, not at all. Not at all. As you know, what's interesting? What's interesting is that when this story first came out, people started running their mouth about, well, I wonder what the backstory was. I wonder this, that, and the other. And it's interesting. And then when they found out that the guy didn't even know him, then all of a sudden everybody wants to be quiet. No, here's the reality. The reality is that there are people that have issues in their mind. Now I'm telling you, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. Now, and now this is interesting. I want to read this. We need to stop blaming mental illness on everything people do wrong. And I agree with that, Carl, 1000%, because all this ain't mental illness. I think sometimes mental illness is a scapegoat for some people that just want to do what they want to do. So my attitude is that if you let that spirit in and you let that spirit lead you to do something, then you let that spirit lead you to get thrashed. I mean that. So Rhonda said, yes, we need metal detectors before they come to the door. I want to know, because really, I want to know if people really think that, because I want to know what people think about metal detectors. Now, here it is. What does it say? If you watch him as he was walking slow, like in a zombie state, not normal. No, he wasn't. Something was off, but he was calm. See, that was he wasn't even in panic. He was calm. Even when they jumped him, he wasn't in panic. If metal detectors work to keep the ministry family safe, then so be it. Because I really want to know what people think about this, about metal detectors in church. Now watch this, because when metal detectors, if churches start doing metal detectors, watch, people are gonna start running their mouth. Well, I don't think this is supposed to be the house of God, this, that, and the other. Now, this is what I'm gonna say. And it's probably a disrespectful and ugly statement. What then if the person that got shot was your family? Would the church need security then? What if it was you that got shot? Would the church need security then? Everywhere we go, there are security, stores, malls, hospitals, concerts, entertainment parks for safety. The devil doesn't tip his hat and walk past the church. He does not. I agree. He does not. Oh, I know some people are hot with me, and I'm going to say, God bless you. FYI, Pastor GPD has an active shooter training department that will come to your workplace or church to help train on what to do. They came to my job a few years ago. Great information. Now, this is what I'm saying right now. I know some people are going to think like he ain't a man of God. Kick rocks. I think that every church right now, and everybody listen to me, whatever church you go to, I think you need to talk to your pastor and tell your pastor exactly what Incompetent just said. Find out in whatever city you're in, Talk to the police department, bring them in for training the church. Bring them in. Put up signs like people do when they have a dog. Dog on premises, armed security inside. Yep. Try it if you want to. Tell you what, now people come to church to get saved, but you come to church with a gun, you may be seeing Jesus that day. Sleepers at the church, amen. I love it. Yes, I love it. Let's look at this. Taria said, I believe law enforcement is required to be present when gathering exceed a certain number of people for crowd control. Security can serve the church in this way and many others. I'm telling you right now, it is, when I tell you this is important, when I tell you this is important, I know somebody watching me and getting ready to have a smart remark. And trust me, I don't care. Let me look in the camera. I don't care. I don't care. Churches need security. Churches need security. Hear what I said? Churches need security. Now, I'm telling you right now, by the time the police get there, I don't care if it ain't no steps at the church. Police gonna be like, why is it so bloody? He fell down the steps. Hear what I said? He fell down the steps. I don't know. He just couldn't stand up. He kept falling on the ground. He kept hitting his head on the cement. I don't know what happened to him. You shooting people and grabbing people's children and trying to kill folks, stuff like that. I'm telling you right now, he fell down the steps, I said. Now go on now. Arrest him. Go on, arrest him, because he fell down the steps. You heard what I said. He fell down the steps. I think that people need to remember that churches can be targeted as a whole. In this particular case, the pastor was targeted, but it could easily be one or everyone in the building. And that is the truth. Remember that thing that happened in Charleston, South Carolina? and the people were kind, let the young man in. He goes into his backpack. Now I'm telling y'all right now, which is another thing. I believe if security sees you and you got a backpack or something, if you got a backpack or something, I believe they should have the right to tell you to take that in your car or go through that. Pure Hearted Desire said, right, fell down the steps. I love it. They sure did. Fell down the steps. Fell down the steps. Praise God. Heard what I said. Sure enough. Sure enough. So I'm telling you right now, you got a whole lot of things that are going on in the world, and we got to be careful. It's by the grace of God, haven't heard about child care centers, but however, they shouldn't be exempt. People are crazy. The state need to implement some type of safety procedures for protection. And I believe that. No, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. This actually happened with my father in the gospel. He and the youth minister at the time threw a brother out the church. One step at a time. Let me tell you right now. They fell down the steps. Y'all hear what I said? They fell down the steps. Now watch this. Shawana said, not only do we have church security, we also have Dallas PD throughout the Potter's house. You may also see canine dogs roaming through on any given Sunday. I'm telling you, and I think that people are not realizing right now the severity of where things are when it comes to church. I don't think people get it. I just don't think people get it. Then he said, I've seen that happen in church before. A young guy came in with with a backpack and sat on the third row, and security got him and removed him from the church because he didn't want to take his backpack off. No, and if you want Jesus, then leave all that foolishness in there. But if you got to carry all of that, it's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. People no longer care. They don't. They don't. That's why I think schools should have security and things like that. When you send your child to childcare or to school, you're not sending them there to be vulnerable, get hurt, or get killed. Y'all remember that situation that happened that that man had held up a school and was killing children? That woman ran past security, went and got her kids, and came right back out. Pamela said people have a problem when the church starts growing, so you know there's going to be a problem with metal detectors. Yet still showing up for service to have something to gossip about. I am telling you right now that I'm looking at the fact that a lot of these things are going to be strictly necessary. And I mean it. 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 Let me look at this. What is it? Amazon security check associates from head to toe. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There is something that is happening in the world. There is something that is happening in the world. What is this? Let me see. Let me see. Walking into my church is like walking into a gun vault. Come in there acting crazy. You really won't leave the same way you came in. You have more metal in you than the Rolling Stones. I'm telling you, because some people, I'm looking like you just begging for iron in your blood. You begging for iron in your blood. You begging for iron in your blood. All right. Let me let's look at it. So pastor answered this. Is it wrong for members to carry if they have concealed carry in church as well? I think that is predicated on your church. But I think that if you have a concealed carry, I think that you should go with security. Let security know I've got a concealed carry just to make sure that security knows, because you don't want to be you don't want people to mistake you for something else, like that you're going to do harm. So you don't want that at all. All right. But I do agree. I don't have a problem with people that have a concealed carry, but I do believe that they need to go by security and tell security, listen, this is what's going on with me, just to make sure that everybody knows. That everybody knows. All right. All of this is very important. So let's look at this. You design it's people strategically placed throughout the church that are secret security. It's security. When I say security is necessary, 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 necessary. Someone helped with an intruder at Pastor Joel Osteen's church. What I think that everybody needs to be involved. Now, I've passed my time, but I wanted to get on here today because it is important for us to understand exactly the things that's happening. And I'm making the statement. The statement is, should there be security at church? My answer is yes. And from what you all are telling me, that's what your answer is. Let me see what this is. Yes, train security, not the deacon. Train security, not the deacon with the bad legs. Man, if that's not funny, whoo! All right, guys. Listen. Support the deacon with the bad legs. Man, I got an image in my head that is hilarious. Whoo! Lord have mercy. Now, I'll tell you something. Them things with them bad legs, they'll shoot you though, because they know they can't run. So them jokers will shoot you. They're like, listen, don't rush. He over there in the grass. He dead. Don't even rush. He all right. Get him seeing the Lord now. I'm telling you right now, I think it's important that everybody go take your concealed to carry classes and get your concealed to carry. Go to your police department, whatever. Get your concealed to carry and protect yourself. Because we're talking about church, but you don't even know if your ex is sane. I'm telling you. Because people right now, no, they're insane. There are people that actually believe they're dating you and you don't even know who they are. There's some people believe they married to you, you don't even know who they are. I'm telling you right now. All right, guys. I love you. I love you. All right. So make sure that you support the things that we do. This is how you can give. And $sign Dr. Kevin A. Williams. You can do Apple Pay. You can do PayPal at paypal.me/Dr. Kevin A. Williams. You can mail it to 1822 Short Road, Greensboro, North Carolina. You can give. There's all kind of ways to give. So let's just make sure that we give it. All right. Greatest day to each and every one of you all. And I pray that you prosper in everything that you do. Have an awesome day. And I'll see you all next week. And if something happens crazy this week, I may see you again this week. All right. Love you. Blessings always. And take care.